diving into the world of speed painting to see if it is the future of Warhammer. I know you guys, okay? I know it's been a short time, but I know you. And I know that pile of shame, that grey plastic pile of shame, is growing. And you leave it until the very last minute and then panic that you've got to paint a whole army in 24 hours. So I am here to fix that for you. One of the biggest challenges people face is trying to paint that whole army. You know, you've got the plastic pile of shame growing beside you, you're getting overwhelmed, the pressure of having a good looking miniature on the table, because no one wants to rock up with an unpainted miniature, you know? We don't want to be that person. We also see all those amazing minis online on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and there's just that fear that yours won't look as good as that, and that fear of imperfection, but it's okay. There's so many different styles, techniques, so we're going to deep dive into the speed painting to take away that fear and get you your models on the table as fast as they can, looking as good as they can. So we're going to go ahead and base coat this entire model in the darkest green of the 3 paints that we have. I find it quicker to use a dry brush to apply it. We're going to do 2 coats like always, although I'm only showing 1 coat. Also, his shoulder pad goes a bit funky. I don't know why, but you'll notice it more later on in the video. I can't work it out for the life of me, but it's definitely not paint. But once that's dry, we're going to go in and wash the model. You can do this all over, or you can do it roughly in the recesses so you have less tidying up to do. But once this dries, if you do get a bit of a messy application, just go back in with the original green like you'll see and just touch all of those back up. Here I'm just making sure that I get all the areas, all those little bits that the wash will nicely sit into. Like I said before, if it gets a little bit messy, do not worry, because you can literally go back in with the original base coat, touch it up, and that's why we do this stage now and not later on. This is how he should be looking. Once that's all dry, just touch it up like I'm about to show you, and then we're ready to move on to dry brushing. So now we're going to dry brush this whole model. I do prefer using a flat dry brush for this, but I don't have one, so I've had to use the smallest one that I've got. But be gentle, make sure you get as much paint off the brush as possible. Again, if you make any mistakes, it's so easy to touch up with the original base coat colour. And this is what he should roughly look like. Now we're going to use the brightest green to go over all those highlights, really make them pop. Once you've done this stage, you can edge highlight as well if you just want it a little bit brighter. Dry brushing is the quickest way to highlight. It gives you such a good result, but it takes you like no time at all. Now we've got all the highlights done, he's nice and bright, and we can go on to painting those other details across his body. So we're going to go in with a bony colour and we're going to do that iconic Dark Angel chest, and then we're going to go in and we're going to highlight it with one shade lighter, and then we're going to give it a nice wash to bring it all together. You can move the model to make this a lot easier. I was trying to keep it upright for you guys to see. See, he was actually quite difficult to paint like this. Now it's time to get all the bits in between his armour black, any of the details like the gun handle or his eyes. Now we're going to go paint that iconic red gun, fill in his eyes on top of that black as well. We're going to paint the barrel gold, and then we're going to give that a wash as well. This is starting to look really good and it's taken no time at all. We're now going to go and do any of those leather details. This model does have quite a few little leather pouches, but quite a few of them don't, so obviously this depends on what kind of model that you have. Now we're going to go in and paint the last few little details. Gonna give both metallics a little wash, bring them together, fill in all those recesses. And this is what your model should look like, and it takes no time at all. If you want to go a little bit further, you can add in a few more edge highlights, a little bit more detail. But this is a speed painting after all. I can do a tutorial of a Dark Angel in more depth with transfers, if that's what you guys would like to see. So what to take away from all of this? I definitely think speed painting is more than just a flash in the pan. I do think it's a genuine game changer for all those in the Warhammer community. It enables consistency across your army, use up less supplies. Speed painting can make the hobby more accessible and enjoyable to new players of all skill levels. Also, a big thank you to our patrons. I really appreciate your support. You guys are amazing. I'm going to put you guys on the screen now. What's your take on speed painting? Have you tried it yourself? Do you have any tips or tricks that you can leave down in the comments to help other people? If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below and see you guys next time.